Welcome back to Pelangi 21. Today I will show you a 2023 American supernatural horror film titled Five Nights at Freddy's. The film begins with a security guard who is seen in a frantic state as he rushes to open up the air vents inside his guard room to then use them to creep to another room. However, some metallic creature catches up to him and takes him captive. The guard wakes up inside a dark room, where he is faced with an even scarier situation as he is fixed to a chair. As the chair holds him in place, an animatronic mask with spinning blades inside rushes toward his face. A man named Mike Schmidt leaves for his work as a mall security officer. But things go extremely wrong, as he mistakes a father tugging his son away for a child kidnapper. Mike chases the man down and beats him up heavily. This leads to him getting fired from the job, and Mike has to get help from a career counselor to find a new job. Later, he is sent to visit career counselor Steve Raglan, who offers him work as a night guard at an abandoned family diner known as Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Mike is not fond of either the meager pay or the shift timing since he is the only guardian of his young sister Abby. Mike's Aunt Jane wants to take custody of Abby, for the monthly compensation from social services, and Mike has been fighting hard to keep his sister by his side. Mike then accepts the job after social services threaten to take custody of his younger sister. As Mike starts to work, he does not find anything necessarily spooky or unusual at the place. Instead, the man remains engrossed in one particular event from his past, which still haunts him more than any present horrors can. When Mike was a young boy, he had gone for a picnic along with his parents and younger brother Garrett. While Garrett was left on his watch, the young boy was kidnapped by someone. Mike still blames himself for this. He still struggles to look for his brother, and he has also been trying out a dream theory method. According to a book, he can access a particular dream over and over again to find out more about any particular incident. In the case of Mike, he is haunted by a particular nightmare in which he is taken back to the very moment when he had gone for the picnic and Garrett had been kidnapped. Therefore, he now wants to revisit the very same dream every night in order to find more clues about who took his brother away. On the first night, Mike seems to realize that nobody actually tries to come into the place, and so he falls asleep inside the security office. This room has a number of screens that all relay real-time videos from the many security cameras. Along with these, a panel with controls for every piece of electronic equipment in the restaurant is also present inside the room. Once Mike is settled on falling asleep inside the security room, he brings in particular objects that help him go back to the same dream. This includes his sleeping pills and a poster of Nebraska tourism, all of which make him remember the incident better. As soon as he falls asleep, Mike is surely taken back to the same moment and incident, and from now on, he starts to see 5 children at the place. Later, a police officer named Vanessa Shelley starts to arrive at the pizzeria, and she gets acquainted with Mike. Vanessa states that the place falls on her route at night, and so she starts to checking the place out whenever she can. Vanessa tells more about Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. She has seen the restaurant since her very childhood. The owner and founder of the place had a great interest in robotics, out of which he had made 4 animatronic mascots for his restaurant. Freddy Fazbear a bear, Bonnie a rabbit, Chica a chicken, and Foxy a fox. It still turn on as they were supposed to whenever the electricity is switched on. The pizzeria was a place of great attraction and interest, until a number of children went missing from the town in the 1980s, following which the restaurant was shut down as well. Vanessa then shows Mike the 4 animatronic mascots. Jane hires a group of juvenile delinquents to vandalize the restaurant in order to get Mike fired, an act which would enable her to gain custody of Abby. However, when they enter the place, they are taken down one after another by the mascots. Although the mascots attack and kill the intruders, they do not have the same reaction when Abby runs around the pizzeria one night and comes across them. Instead, the 4 mascots are very welcoming and playful towards her. Each of the 4 mascots is actually a child who was kidnapped in the 1980s. A man named William Afton kidnapped the children and kept them hostage at the pizzeria. After killing the kids, the man had hidden their bodies inside the animatronic mascots, and since nobody thought to search these figures, their bodies were never found. William Afton was also the same man who had kidnapped Mike's brother Garrett, but the boy was murdered and not made into a mascot. The 4 children trapped inside the 4 mascots now want to be friends with Abby, meaning that they want to turn her into an animatronic like themselves. During one of his dreams, the children approach Mike with this demand, offering more information about Garrett's kidnappers in exchange. Mike momentarily agrees to this deal, but then immediately realizes that he needs to move on from the past and protect Abby. As Mike agrees to the deal with the dead children, one of the animatronic mascots leaves the pizzeria and sneaks into his house. Abby had been finally left alone with their Aunt Jane, and now the mascot kills the woman in order to take the young girl away. Abby is brought back to the pizzeria, where the animatronic mascots now prepare to trap her inside a bodysuit. During this time, Mike had been injured by one of the animatronics and had been rescued by Vanessa before he was killed. She tends to his injuries and then tells him how to defeat the creatures at the restaurant. Vanessa also reveals at this point that William Afton is actually her biological father, and despite knowing about the trap set at the restaurant, she could never speak out to anyone out of fear. But now, when the safety of young Abby is on the line, Vanessa decides to step up and tell Mike about her father. Mike rushes to the restaurant with the necessary equipment to disable the mascots. At the restaurant, Chica attempts to murder Abby, but Mike arrives and saves her. The mascots are eventually defeated, but they are reactivated by Steve, who arrives wearing the yellow rabbit suit. Steve reveals himself to be William before knocking Mike. William has come to this place to protect his secret by killing Mike and Abby. Vanessa comes to help them, but William stabs her. Abby's drawings had some almost magical characteristics, as she was able to communicate with the four mascots using her drawings. Thus, Mike now tells Abby to draw a picture revealing Yellow Rabbit as the kidnapper and murderer that he really was. As the girl manages to finish the picture, the four mascots turn vengeful against Yellow Rabbit and attack him. The bodysuit gets damaged, triggering a spring lock system that immediately tears into William's body and kills him. The mascots drag him into the back room where the blonde boy locks the door. Mike and Abby carry a wounded Vanessa out of the restaurant, though she falls into a coma afterwards and is taken to a hospital. Mike continues to look after Abby and they return to their normal lives. Five Nights at Freddy's is based on the video game franchise of the same name. The film follows Mike, a troubled security guard who accepts a nighttime job at an abandoned family entertainment center, where he discovers its four animatronic mascots are alive and kill anyone there. I honestly enjoyed the amazing displays of everything. From the animatronics to the actual restaurant, it was simply incredible. The music, cinematography and acting from the actors are very good. But unfortunately the script misses the mark. The story is weak, most of the dialogue could really use some work. The horror element doesn't feel scary, instead it looks like a family film. It is necessary to add a scene where the animatronics move secretly and stalk Mike in the dark, making him wonder if he is crazy because he saw the animatronics moving. There are a lot of plot holes, and the character writing is poor, especially Vanessa, who waits a long time to tell Mike her secret. Overall, this film offers decent entertainment, but it is not really a horror film, but it is quite enjoyable. Thanks for watching this video. Make sure to subscribe, and turn on notification.